So you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength. Marcus Aurelius. In a world overwhelmed by noise and ceaseless demands, how often do we pause to reflect on the essence of this truth? Every day we're bombarded with distractions, the buzzing notifications, the unending pressures to succeed, the comparisons that whisper we're not enough. Yet, the wisdom of the Stoics reminds us that peace isn't found in controlling the chaos around us, but in mastering our inner world. Imagine waking up each morning unshaken by the uncertainties of life, anchored by a quiet confidence in your ability to face whatever comes your way. This isn't a utopian dream. It's a reality within your grasp. The philosophy of Stoicism, embraced by ancient thinkers like Marcus Aurelius, Epictetus, and Seneca, offers timeless guidance to help us thrive amidst modern challenges. At its core, Stoicism teaches us to focus on what we can control: our thoughts, our actions, our reactions. It empowers us to let go of external validation, to accept setbacks as opportunities for growth, and to cultivate resilience in the face of adversity. These principles are not abstract ideals. They are practical tools for living a meaningful, fulfilling life. But here's the deeper question. Are you truly living, or merely existing, caught in the web of expectations, distractions, and fears? What would change if you embraced the Stoic path, not as a distant philosophy, but as a daily practice? The journey begins here. In the sections that follow, we'll uncover 10 Stoic truths that have the power to transform your life forever. These truths will be presented through theory, relatable examples, and actionable steps to help you apply them in your daily routine. Together, we'll explore how this ancient wisdom can empower you to create a life of clarity, resilience, and profound meaning. Are you ready to begin? Truth 1. Mastering your inner world. It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. Marcus Aurelius. Stoicism begins with a simple yet powerful truth. While we cannot control the external world, we have complete control over how we respond. This is the foundation of inner peace, a state you can maintain even when the world around you is chaotic. Understanding inner control. Modern life often makes us feel like we're losing control. An email from your boss can ruin your whole day. A passing criticism from a friend lingers in your mind for hours. External events seem to hold power over our emotions. But in reality, we are the ones who grant them that power. Stoicism teaches that no matter the circumstances, you always have control over your thoughts, emotions, and actions. This doesn't mean suppressing or denying your feelings, it means recognizing that you can choose how to handle them. Real-life examples. Applying it daily. Imagine being stuck in traffic, knowing you're going to be late for work. The typical reaction might be stress, anger, or frustration. But if you approach the situation through the lens of Stoicism, you might ask yourself, can I control the traffic? The answer is no. However, you can control your attitude. Instead of fuming, you could use the time to listen to an inspiring podcast or simply practice deep breathing to stay calm. Another example is receiving negative feedback from a colleague. Instead of letting it damage your self-esteem, analyze the feedback objectively. Does this help me improve? If yes, take it as constructive criticism. If not, let it go, as your worth isn't defined by someone else's opinion. Practicing inner control. Identify what you can control. When faced with a situation, sort it into 2 categories. O, within your control, your thoughts, actions, and responses. O, beyond your control, other people's actions, the weather, or final outcomes. Focusing on what you can control helps reduce stress and anxiety. Pause. Before reacting. The next time you feel stressed or angry, pause and ask, will this reaction help? A few seconds of reflection can completely change how you handle a situation. Cultivate positive thinking habits. Instead of dwelling on what you can't change, redirect your energy to action. For example, if a situation is out of your hands, think, what can I do next to improve it? Benefits of mastering inner control. A peaceful mind. You're no longer at the mercy of trivial events or uncontrollable circumstances. Better decision-making. A calm mind allows for objective evaluations and wiser choices. Increased confidence. Knowing you have control over your emotions makes you feel empowered in any situation. Improved relationships. Responding thoughtfully instead of impulsively leads to more effective communication. A story of inspiration. Lessons from Epictetus. Epictetus, one of the most renowned Stoic philosophers, said, "The happiest person is the one who masters themselves." Born into slavery, he had no control over his external circumstances, but he mastered his reactions to them. His calm and resilience helped him rise above adversity, becoming a symbol of inner strength and control. His story reminds us that true power doesn't come from controlling the outside world, but from mastering our own mind and attitude. Mastering inner control is the first step toward building a resilient and peaceful life. But how can we embrace and thrive in the face of life's toughest challenges without feeling defeated? Let's dive into Truth 2. Embracing discomfort, the key to real growth and transformation. Truth 2. Embracing discomfort. Difficulties strengthen the mind as labor does the body. Seneca. In a world where comfort is often mistaken for happiness, Stoicism offers a radical perspective. True growth arises not from avoiding challenges, but from embracing them. Discomfort, while unpleasant in the moment, is the catalyst that shapes our character, strengthens our resolve, and prepares us to thrive in the face of life's inevitable adversities. Understanding the power of discomfort. Discomfort often feels like an unwelcome guest. We naturally resist it, seeking shortcuts or distractions to escape the unease. Yet, when we avoid discomfort, we also avoid opportunities for growth. Stoicism teaches us to face discomfort head-on, not as something to fear, but as a tool to build inner strength. By willingly stepping into difficult situations, we train our minds and bodies to handle greater challenges. Whether it's navigating an awkward conversation, enduring physical strain, or facing the fear of failure, each moment of discomfort becomes a stepping stone toward resilience and self-mastery. Real-life examples. Applying it daily. Imagine you've been putting off a difficult conversation with a friend or colleague because you're afraid of confrontation. While avoidance may feel easier in the short term, it prolongs the discomfort and prevents resolution. Embracing discomfort means initiating the conversation, speaking with honesty and respect, and addressing the issue directly. The result? Strengthened relationships and emotional relief. Another example is physical discomfort. Think about exercise. Pushing through fatigue during a workout can feel unpleasant, but over time it strengthens your body and boosts your confidence. Similarly, waking up early to tackle a challenging task may feel uncomfortable in the moment, but it paves the way for a more productive and fulfilling day. Practicing the embrace of discomfort. Reframe your perspective. Instead of seeing discomfort as a barrier, view it as an opportunity to grow stronger. Ask yourself, what can I learn or gain from this experience? Start small. Begin with manageable discomforts, such as taking a cold shower, speaking up in a meeting, or saying no to unnecessary commitments. Each small step builds your capacity to handle larger challenges. Reflect on past successes. Think of a time when you overcame a difficult situation. Recognize how that experience contributed to your personal growth and use it as motivation to face new challenges. Benefits of embracing discomfort. Increased resilience. Facing discomfort regularly helps you develop mental and emotional toughness, making future challenges less daunting. Expanded comfort zone. The more you engage with discomfort, the less intimidating it becomes, allowing you to grow and achieve more. Greater self-confidence. Overcoming challenges proves to yourself that you're capable of more than you initially believed. A deeper sense of purpose. Tackling difficult situations aligns your actions with your values, creating a meaningful and fulfilling life. A story of inspiration. Lessons from Marcus Aurelius. Marcus Aurelius, Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher, faced immense pressure as a leader during times of war and plague. Instead of shying away from the discomfort of his responsibilities, he embraced them fully. In his writings, Meditations, Marcus reflected on the value of enduring hardships with grace, noting that challenges reveal who we truly are. His example reminds us that discomfort isn't an obstacle, it's the forge that shapes greatness. By embracing what is difficult, we uncover the strength and character within ourselves. Embracing discomfort is a vital step in building resilience and unlocking your potential. But how do we ensure that we remain focused and grounded amidst life's uncertainties? Let's explore truth 3, letting go of the need for control, a principle that frees us from unnecessary stress and empowers us to navigate life with clarity and ease. Truth 3. Letting go of the need for control. The chief task in life is simply this: to identify and separate matters so that I can say clearly to myself which are externals not under my control and which have to do with the choices I actually control. Epictetus. How often do we exhaust ourselves trying to control the uncontrollable? We plan meticulously, stress over outcomes, and worry endlessly about how others perceive us. Yet, despite our efforts, life remains unpredictable. Stoicism offers a liberating insight. Peace is not found in controlling everything around us, but in focusing on what we truly can control: our thoughts, actions, and reactions. Understanding the freedom of letting go. The desire for control is deeply human. It's comforting to think we can influence everything, from the weather to how others feel about us. However, this illusion leads to frustration, anxiety, and disappointment. Stoicism teaches us to separate what's within our power from what isn't. The actions and opinions of others, the outcome of events, or the whims of fate. These lie outside our control. What we can control is how we think, how we respond, and how we align our actions with our values. By letting go of the rest, we free ourselves from unnecessary suffering and gain the clarity to focus on what truly matters. Real-life examples. Applying it daily. Imagine you've prepared thoroughly for a job interview. You've practiced your answers, dressed appropriately, and arrived on time. But you cannot control the interviewer's mood, the competition, or the final decision. Letting go means recognizing that you've done your part and releasing the outcome. This mindset allows you to walk away with confidence, regardless of the result. Another example is relationships. Perhaps a friend hasn't responded to your messages, leaving you feeling anxious or upset. Instead of dwelling on their actions, focus on what you can control, reaching out again with kindness or giving them space. Obsessing over their response only creates unnecessary stress. Practicing the art of letting go distinguish between the controllable and uncontrollable. Use Epictetus's advice as a daily exercise. When faced with a challenge, ask yourself, what is within my control? What lies outside my control? And to focus your energy only on the former. Practice daily acceptance. Start each day by reminding yourself that some things will go differently than planned, and that's okay. This habit helps you approach life with flexibility and calmness. Redirect your energy. When tempted to control the uncontrollable, channel your efforts into productive actions, such as improving your skills or strengthening your relationships. Benefits of letting go. Reduced stress. By accepting what you can't change, you free your mind from unnecessary worry. Clarity and focus. Letting go of distractions allows you to concentrate on your goals and values. Emotional freedom. You're no longer tied to outcomes or others' opinions, giving you greater peace of mind. Empowered decision-making. When your energy isn't wasted on the uncontrollable, you have more to invest in meaningful actions. A story of inspiration. Lessons from Seneca. Seneca, a renowned Stoic philosopher, often wrote about the futility of trying to control external events. He advised focusing on our inner strength and accepting life's uncertainties. During his later years, Seneca was unjustly accused and ordered to take his own life by Emperor Nero. Even in his final moments, Seneca remained calm and composed, embodying the principle of letting go of what he couldn't control. His story reminds us that true freedom lies not in dominating the external world, but in mastering our inner one. Letting go of the need for control liberates us from unnecessary stress and opens the door to true peace. But how can we stop seeking approval from others and start finding strength within ourselves? Let's dive into Truth 4. Freedom from external validation, a principle that empowers us to live authentically and unapologetically. Truth 4. Freedom from external validation. If you are pained by any external thing, it is not this thing that disturbs you, but your own judgment about it, and it is in your power to wipe out this judgment now. Marcus Aurelius. How often do we seek approval from others, allowing their opinions to dictate our actions, thoughts, and even self-worth? In a world obsessed with likes, follows, and external praise, it's easy to lose sight of our own values and individuality. Stoicism challenges us to break free from this cycle, reminding us that true self-respect comes from within, not from how others perceive us. Understanding the trap of external validation. When we base our happiness on external approval, we surrender control of our emotions to others. Compliments can lift us up, but criticism can bring us crashing down. This dependency creates a fragile sense of self-worth, one that fluctuates based on opinions we cannot control. The Stoics teach that our worth is inherent and unshaken by the praise or criticism of others. Marcus Aurelius reminds us that external judgments are just that, external. They hold no real power unless we give it to them. True freedom is found when we stop seeking validation from others and start living in alignment with our own values and principles. Real-life examples. Applying it daily. Imagine you've worked hard on a project, but your efforts go unnoticed by your colleagues. It's natural to feel disappointed, but Stoicism encourages you to shift your focus. Instead of seeking recognition, ask yourself, did I do my best? Did I act according to my values? If the answer is yes, external praise becomes unnecessary. Another example is dealing with criticism. Let's say someone leaves a harsh comment on your work or appearance. Rather than internalizing their words, reflect on whether the criticism is constructive. If it isn't, let it go. Remember, their opinion doesn't define your worth. It reflects their perspective, not your reality. Practicing freedom from external validation. Define your own values. Write down the principles you want to live by, such as honesty, kindness, or perseverance. Use these as your guide rather than external opinions. Focus on effort, not outcomes. Ask yourself, am I proud of the effort I put in? Celebrate the process, not just the results or recognition. Practice self-reflection. Spend time each day reflecting on your actions. Did you act in alignment with your values? If so, that's all the validation you need. Benefits of letting go of external validation. Inner confidence. You build unshakable self-esteem that isn't tied to others' opinions. Emotional stability. Criticism and praise no longer control your mood or sense of worth. Authenticity. You live according to your true self, not a version shaped by societal expectations. Deeper relationships. Free from the need to impress others, you can foster genuine connections based on mutual respect and understanding. A story of inspiration. Lessons from Epictetus. Epictetus, born into slavery, faced a life where external validation was almost non-existent. Yet, he found strength in aligning with his own principles, not the judgments of those around him. In his teachings, he often emphasized that no external event or opinion could harm us unless we let it. His life stands as a testament to the power of self-respect and the freedom that comes from rejecting the need for validation from others. Freedom from external validation is a transformative step toward living authentically. But how can we further ground ourselves and make the most of the limited time we have? Let's explore Truth 5. Awareness of life's finiteness. A principle that sharpens our focus on what truly matters. Truth 5. Awareness of life's finiteness. You could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do and say and think. Marcus Aurelius. Life is fleeting. A truth that is both sobering and empowering. We often go through our days as though we have an infinite amount of time, delaying our dreams, putting off meaningful conversations, and procrastinating on the things that truly matter. Stoicism, however, reminds us to confront the reality of our mortality, not with fear, but with clarity and purpose. Understanding the power of mortality. Awareness. Acknowledging life's finiteness isn't about dwelling on death, but about sharpening your focus on how you live. When we understand that our time is limited, we begin to value it more deeply. This awareness encourages us to stop wasting time on trivialities, to let go of petty grievances, and to prioritize what truly brings us meaning and fulfillment. The Stoics saw mortality not as something to fear, but as a tool for living intentionally. By reflecting on the brevity of life, we're inspired to act with urgency, to speak with sincerity, and to appreciate the moments we often take for granted. Real-life examples. Applying it daily. Imagine you've been postponing a passion project, thinking you'll get to it someday. Awareness of life's finiteness challenges you to start today because someday may never come. Each day you delay is a day lost, but each step forward, no matter how small, is a celebration of the time you have. Another example is in relationships. How often do we avoid expressing gratitude or love, assuming there will always be another chance? By embracing the fragility of life, you're reminded to tell the people you care about how much they mean to you. Today, not tomorrow. Practicing mortality awareness. Reflect daily on mortality. Begin or end each day by asking, if this were my last day, how would I spend it? What truly matters right now? Prioritize meaningful actions. Review how you spend your time. Are your daily activities aligned with your long-term values and goals? Practice gratitude. Treat each moment as a gift and actively look for reasons to appreciate the people and opportunities in your life. Benefits of embracing life's finiteness. Clarity of purpose. You focus on what truly matters, cutting through distractions and procrastination. Deeper relationships. Knowing time is finite encourages you to connect meaningfully with others. Reduced fear of death. Accepting mortality as a natural part of life allows you to live more fully and without regret. Increased motivation. The knowledge that time is precious inspires you to take action and make the most of every moment. A story of inspiration. Lessons from Seneca. Seneca, in his essay on the shortness of life, wrote that life is long enough if we use it wisely. He observed that many people squander their time on trivial pursuits, leaving little room for meaningful experiences. Seneca urged us to treat time as the most precious resource. Once spent, it can never be recovered. His teachings remind us that every moment is an opportunity to live intentionally. By embracing the brevity of life, we free ourselves from distractions and focus on creating a legacy of purpose and meaning. Acknowledging life's finiteness inspires us to live with urgency and gratitude. But how can we turn setbacks and challenges into opportunities for growth? Let's explore. Truth. 6. Transforming suffering into strength. A principle that empowers us to face life's difficulties with resilience and grace. Truth. 6. Transforming suffering into strength. What stands in the way becomes the way. Marcus Aurelius. Suffering is an inescapable part of the human experience. Whether it's a personal loss, a career setback, or the daily stresses of life, pain often feels like an unwelcome intruder. Yet, Stoicism offers a profound reframe. Rather than avoiding suffering, we can transform it into a source of strength and growth. Obstacles are not barriers. They are opportunities. Understanding the power of transforming suffering, Stoics believed that adversity doesn't define us, it reveals us. Challenges test our resolve, refine our character, and push us to discover the depths of our resilience. When faced with suffering, we have two choices: to let it overwhelm us or to use it as a catalyst for personal transformation. This isn't about pretending pain doesn't exist or dismissing hardships as trivial. Instead, it's about meeting suffering with a mindset of curiosity and courage. What can I learn from this? How can I grow through this experience? By shifting your perspective, suffering becomes a teacher, not an enemy. Real-life examples. Applying it daily. Imagine losing a job. The initial reaction might be fear, anger, or hopelessness. But a Stoic perspective would encourage you to view this setback as an opportunity to reevaluate your career path, develop new skills, or pursue a passion you've long neglected. Instead of dwelling on what's lost, you focus on what can be gained. Another example is physical or emotional pain. Let's say you're recovering from an injury or heartbreak. While the experience is undoubtedly difficult, it can teach you patience, perseverance, and empathy. Each step forward, no matter how small, becomes a victory in building your inner strength. Practicing the art of transforming suffering. Reframe the challenge. When faced with adversity, ask yourself, what lesson can I take from this? How can this make me stronger? Focus on your response. You may not control what happens to you, but you can control how you react. Choose responses that align with growth and resilience. Celebrate progress. Acknowledge every small step you take to overcome challenges. These moments are proof of your strength and perseverance. Benefits of transforming suffering. Greater resilience. Each hardship you overcome builds your capacity to face future challenges with confidence. Enhanced perspective. Difficulties help you appreciate the good moments and clarify what truly matters in life. Increased empathy. Experiencing pain often deepens your understanding and compassion for others facing their own struggles. Lasting growth. Challenges become stepping stones for self-improvement and personal transformation. A story of inspiration. Lessons from Epictetus. Epictetus, who was born a slave and later endured physical disabilities, is a testament to the Stoic principle of transforming suffering. Despite his harsh circumstances, he chose to focus on what he could control, his thoughts and actions. His teachings, captured in the Discourses, emphasize that true freedom lies not in external circumstances, but in mastering one's mind. Epictetus's life shows us that even in the face of immense suffering, we have the power to rise above. Pain becomes a tool for shaping our character and unlocking our inner strength. Transforming suffering into strength allows us to face adversity with resilience and purpose. But how can we prevent ourselves from becoming too attached to specific roles or identities that may limit our growth? Let's explore. Truth 7. Detaching from roles and labels. A principle that teaches us to embrace who we are at our core, beyond societal expectations. Truth 7. Detaching from roles and labels. You are a citizen of the universe. You are not defined by the role you play, but by how you live your life. Marcus Aurelius. We often define ourselves by the roles we play: a parent, an employee, a friend, or a partner. While these roles can provide meaning, they can also create a fragile sense of identity. What happens when a job ends, a relationship changes, or life takes an unexpected turn? Stoicism invites us to detach from these labels and embrace the deeper truth. Our value is not tied to a role, but to the integrity of how we live. Understanding the freedom of detachment. Roles and labels can act like cages, trapping us in expectations, both our own and others. We may fear failure in a specific role because we equate it with a failure of self-worth. Stoicism teaches that roles are temporary and external. At our core, we are something greater. Rational beings, capable of choosing how we live, regardless of the circumstances around us. Detaching from roles doesn't mean abandoning responsibilities. Instead, it's about recognizing that these roles are parts of life, not the entirety of who we are. This perspective frees us to navigate life's changes with resilience and adaptability. Real-life examples. Applying it daily. Consider someone who has built their identity around their career. When they retire or lose their job, they might feel lost or without purpose. By practicing detachment, they can see their career as one aspect of their life, not its defining feature. This shift opens the door to exploring new opportunities, passions, or relationships. Another example is in parenting. A parent may feel defined by their role, but as their children grow and become independent, the sense of purpose tied to that role can diminish. Detachment allows the parent to celebrate their child's independence and embrace other areas of personal growth and fulfillment. Practicing detachment from roles and labels, reflect on who you are beyond your roles. Take time to ask yourself, who am I at my core beyond the labels I carry? Write down traits, values, and aspirations that define you. Embrace life's transitions. When a role changes or ends, view it as an opportunity for growth, not as a loss of identity. Live by your values. Focus on living authentically according to your principles, rather than seeking to meet the expectations tied to a specific label. Benefits of detaching from roles and labels. Resilience. During change, you navigate life's transitions without losing your sense of self. Authenticity. You live true to your values, not confined by societal expectations. Freedom from judgment. Detachment reduces the fear of criticism, as your worth isn't tied to how well you perform in a specific role. Deeper fulfillment. By focusing on who you are rather than what you do, you create a life of meaning and balance. A story of inspiration. Lessons from Marcus Aurelius. As the Roman emperor, Marcus Aurelius held one of the most demanding and visible roles in history. Yet, in his writings, he frequently reminded himself not to let the title define him. He saw himself not as an emperor, but as a human being striving to live virtuously. This detachment allowed him to govern with wisdom and humility, even amidst immense pressure. Marcus's example teaches us that while roles may come with responsibilities, they do not dictate our essence. True freedom comes from knowing who we are beyond the titles we hold. Detaching from roles and labels allows us to live authentically and adapt to life's changes. But how can we simplify our lives to focus on what truly matters? Let's explore Truth 8, living simply and purposefully, a principle that clears the clutter from our minds and lives, helping us align with our highest values. Truth 8, living simply and purposefully. Very little is needed to make a happy life. It is all within yourself, in your way of thinking. Marcus Aurelius. In a world driven by consumerism and constant distractions, we are often led to believe that happiness lies in having more. More possessions, more achievements, more status. But Stoicism teaches a different path. Simplicity. True fulfillment doesn't come from accumulation, but from focusing on what truly matters and letting go of the unnecessary. By living simply and purposefully, we create space for clarity, gratitude, and peace. Understanding the power of simplicity. Complexity breeds stress. When our lives are filled with excess, be it material possessions, commitments, or mental clutter, we feel overwhelmed and disconnected from our true priorities. Simplicity, on the other hand, is liberating. It allows us to strip away distractions and focus on the essentials: our values, relationships, and growth. Living simply doesn't mean living without. It means living with intention. Every choice you make aligns with a greater purpose, and every action is a step toward a meaningful life. Real life. Examples. Applying it. Daily, consider your possessions. How many items in your home bring genuine value to your life? A Stoic approach encourages decluttering, keeping only what serves a purpose or sparks joy. The act of simplifying your physical space can lead to a calmer, more focused mind. Another example is in time management. How often do we overcommit, saying yes to every request or opportunity? By prioritizing tasks that align with our goals and values, we reclaim time for what truly matters, whether it's personal growth, meaningful relationships, or self-care. Practicing simple and purposeful living. Evaluate your priorities. Take a moment to identify what truly matters in your life. What brings you joy? What contributes to your growth? Focus your energy on these areas. Declutter. Regularly. Simplify both your physical and mental space. Let go of possessions, commitments, and thoughts that no longer serve you. Say no more. Often, practice setting boundaries by saying no to distractions or obligations that don't align with your purpose. Benefits of living simply and purposefully. Increased clarity. A simplified life reduces mental clutter, helping you focus on what's truly important. Greater peace of mind. Letting go of unnecessary possessions and commitments creates a sense of freedom and calm. Enhanced productivity. Prioritizing what matters allows you to use your time and energy effectively. Deeper gratitude. Simplicity helps you appreciate what you have rather than always chasing more. A story of inspiration. Lessons from Seneca. Seneca often reflected on the virtue of simplicity in his writings. Despite his wealth, he advocated for living modestly, emphasizing that happiness isn't tied to material abundance. He practiced voluntary discomfort, such as sleeping on a hard floor, eating simple meals, to remind himself of how little he truly needed to thrive. Seneca's example challenges us to reconsider our pursuit of more. His life demonstrates that simplicity, when paired with purpose, leads to freedom and fulfillment. Living simply and purposefully helps us focus on what truly matters and eliminates the noise that distracts us. But how can we maintain clarity and integrity when faced with life's pressures and temptations? Let's explore Truth 9, living with core values, a principle that anchors our actions in authenticity and meaning. Truth 9. Living with core values. Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one. Marcus Aurelius. In the whirlwind of modern life, it's easy to lose sight of who we truly are. We chase goals, fulfill obligations, and often conform to expectations that may not align with our true selves. Stoicism reminds us that to live a meaningful and fulfilling life, we must anchor ourselves in our core values. These values are not just ideals, they are guiding principles that shape our decisions, actions, and the legacy we leave behind. Understanding the importance of core values. Core values are the foundation of integrity. They define what matters most to us and act as a compass when life becomes chaotic or uncertain. Living by our values means staying true to who we are, regardless of external pressures or temptations. It's about choosing authenticity over convenience and purpose over fleeting rewards. When we stray from our values, we often feel lost, conflicted, or dissatisfied, but when we live in alignment with them, we experience clarity, confidence, and a deep sense of fulfillment. Real-life examples, applying it daily. Imagine you value honesty, but you're faced with a situation at work where bending the truth might make things easier. A Stoic perspective would urge you to remain honest, even if it's uncomfortable. Staying true to your value not only builds trust, but also strengthens your character. Another example is in relationships. If you value kindness, living by this principle means practicing patience and empathy, even when conflicts arise. By aligning your actions with kindness, you foster deeper and more meaningful connections. Practicing a life guided by core values. Identify your core values. Reflect on what principles matter most to you. Write them down and consider how they align with your current actions. Use values as a decision-making tool. When faced with a tough choice, ask yourself, which option best reflects my values? Let your principles guide you. Evaluate your day. At the end of each day, reflect on your actions. Did you live according to your values? If not, consider how you can improve tomorrow. Benefits of living with core values. Clarity in decisions. Your values simplify choices, reducing stress and uncertainty. Inner confidence. Knowing you're living authentically builds a sense of pride and self-respect. Stronger relationships. Acting with integrity fosters trust and meaningful connections with others. Lasting fulfillment. A values-driven life creates purpose and contentment that external rewards can't provide. A story of inspiration. Lessons from Epictetus. Epictetus often emphasized the importance of living in harmony with one's values. Despite being born a slave, he refused to compromise his principles, even under immense pressure. His writings stress that true freedom comes not from external circumstances, but from the ability to act in accordance with our beliefs. Epictetus's life shows that living with integrity isn't about perfection, it's about commitment. When we root our actions in our values, we create a life of meaning, regardless of the challenges we face. Living with core values gives us a solid foundation for navigating life's uncertainties, but how can we ensure that we take action rather than letting opportunities slip by? Let's explore Truth 10. Acting today, not tomorrow. A principle that emphasizes the urgency of living fully in the present moment. Truth 10. Acting today, not tomorrow. You may delay, but time will not. Seneca. How often do we tell ourselves, I'll start tomorrow? Whether it's pursuing a dream, making a difficult decision, or simply reaching out to a loved one, procrastination robs us of precious opportunities. Stoicism urges us to act today, recognizing that the only time we truly possess is the present moment. Tomorrow is uncertain, but what we do right now can shape our lives in profound ways. Understanding the urgency of the present procrastination often stems from fear or a desire for perfection. We wait for the right time or until we feel ready, but that perfect moment rarely comes. The Stoics remind us that action is the antidote to hesitation. By taking even small steps today, we move closer to our goals and break free from the paralysis of inaction. Living with urgency doesn't mean rushing or being reckless. It means valuing each moment and using it wisely. Every day is an opportunity to grow, connect, and make progress, no matter how small. Real-life examples. Applying it daily. Imagine you've been postponing a career change, telling yourself you'll look for opportunities next week or next month. A Stoic perspective challenges you to act now, whether it's updating your resume, networking, or applying for a position. Progress, however small, begins with action today. Another example is personal relationships. Perhaps you've been meaning to apologize to a friend or express gratitude to a family member. Instead of waiting for the right time, make the call or send the message now. These simple acts can have an immediate and lasting impact. Practicing the principle of acting. Today, break tasks into small steps. Overwhelming goals often lead to delay. Divide them into manageable actions and commit to starting one today. Set daily intentions. Each morning, identify one meaningful action you can take to align with your goals or values. Ask yourself, if not now, when? Use this question as a reminder that waiting only delays progress, while action creates momentum. Benefits of acting today: increased productivity. Taking immediate action prevents the buildup of tasks and reduces stress. Stronger relationships. Acting in the present fosters deeper connections and resolves conflicts faster. Greater confidence. Each step forward builds momentum and reinforces your belief in your ability to achieve. Fulfillment in the moment. Living with urgency helps you make the most of today rather than waiting for an uncertain future. A story of inspiration. Lessons from Seneca. Seneca frequently warned against the trap of procrastination. In his essay on the shortness of life, he wrote, "While we are postponing, life speeds by." Seneca emphasized that time is our most valuable resource, and the greatest tragedy is wasting it on inaction or trivial pursuits. His writings remind us that life is finite, and the present moment is all we truly have. By acting today, we honor both our time and our potential, ensuring that we live with purpose and intention. As we conclude, let's take a moment to reflect on the 10 Stoic truths we've explored. Each principle, whether mastering your inner world, embracing discomfort, letting go of control, or acting today, provides a timeless guide for building a life of purpose, resilience, and fulfillment. These truths remind us that meaningful change begins from within and that small, intentional actions can lead to profound transformations. Now, it's your turn. Begin practicing one truth each day. Start small, stay consistent, and watch how these principles reshape your perspective and life. Share in the comments which truth resonated with you most and how you plan to apply it. Your insights could inspire others on their journey. Thank you for joining us on this exploration of Stoic wisdom. Remember, life is a journey, and the power to change lies in your hands. As Marcus Aurelius said, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." If you found value in this video, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and share it with someone who might benefit from these lessons. Together, let's create a community of growth and inspiration. Start your transformation today. The journey to a meaningful life begins now.